Good evening, my friends. It is 8:35 on a Thursday, and it's raining. Now, let me be the first to tell you that I put in a 90-minute to 2-hour listen to Pastor Paul live, and then he had Mike from around the world on there. Okay. So he asked Mike from around the world a couple questions. And one was, did he think that this whole weather phenomenon was HAARP? Or did he think it was real? And he basically said that it was not HAARP. And he knows what these things are capable of doing. And then no matter who owns what around the world, that these could not be doing what's going on right now. So there's a few guys out here on this YouTube that have been around for quite a while. And I know that there's two guys here that talk about HAARP a lot. One of them I'm not really subscribed to. I was a long time ago, and I don't really pay attention to any of his videos anymore because he is 100% convinced that everything is HAARP. I've seen it, I know it is, and that's what it is. Well, Mike from around the world is saying that that's not what that is, that it isn't. And so he says that it's actually nature and the hand of God. So there's that. They talked about the Antichrist, but they didn't really name him. Didn't really say where. He just basically said that he had a feeling of who. But he didn't say who. Because in today's world, that's the kind of stuff like even I don't even say. Because there's certain things you just don't say on social media because it's just, that way it's conjecture and no one knows what you're talking about. He's also talking about a water event again. And we don't know what that's going to be. We don't know whether that's going to be some gigantic rock come in. We don't know whether that's some country going to do something as a wake-up call. We don't know what that is. But suffice it to say, something like that's going to happen. So, this is going to coincide with what I'm going to say right now. So, basically, if you guys ever watched Lost Boys, that movie was filmed in my hometown. The vampire movie. Kind of a dark comedy. It was more of a comedy really than anything else. But when they take Michael into the cave and they're talking to him and they explain how it all happened and he talks about Santa Carla, which is not the name of the town, taking a header and going into the ocean. That was basically what Mike from around the world was saying about California as a whole. That eventually, if you don't wake up and you're still living, which could be sooner than later, California will take a header and a lot of it's going to go underwater, just like John Moore said. Now, who knows? Maybe that doesn't happen. But Mike from around the world feels that that's what's going to happen. So then I happen to go to the dreaded FB and I follow Gil Broussard. I used to be a friend of his, but when I remade my my FB in a new one, I lost him as a friend. And so now I can only follow and I can't comment. On there he says that biblically the numbers end this year and next. So, being that this is March, remember when he said the comet would be seen? That's either going to be next month or next year in April. Those are the two dates. Not time or date, just frames. And when they finally see this comet, they're going to have a certain amount of time before they can, they won't tell you. There's going to be a certain amount of time, and then within those many days, 145 or whatever it was, everybody will predominantly, you'll either get it or you won't. So it doesn't mean that, the Apophis asteroid and all that won't happen. It just means that events are going to happen along the way before that does. So, interestingly enough, as I told people before, when I heard the first stuff from Gil, first time he talked, and mentioned what was going to go down, I said, if you cannot leave where you are, and you're going to be stuck there, and you know something's going to happen, you got to get yourself right with whatever it is. Whether it's a tree, whether it's God, whether it's whatever it is, you get yourself right and take it. John Moore said, which a lot of people did say, that all these Navy officers were told that when they got out, ETS, end time service, that they should move away from any heavy-duty land or water mass. And that meant here, by oceans, and stuff like that. So, I have to see what he's going to say again, so we understand what he might be saying. But the problem is, that as I've told you guys, a lot of things are coming down the way. And you got to be ready. Because if you're not, again, like today, so I kind of joked with a friend of mine, it's raining again. I said, what is this going to be? Noah's Flood Part 2? Who knows? Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe this is going to be like some other part of the world where it's always raining. Maybe that happens to us. You see what I'm saying? So no one really knows, but things are happening. So, as I roll into my house, it was a very interesting 2-hour show. He basically said that he does not believe that HAARP is doing any of it, because one of the things that got hit was a major thing, and if you stopped and thought about it, why would they want to harp their own thing? That wouldn't make any sense, you know what I mean? So that's when you have to throw some of that out the window. Do they have it? Yeah. Are they using it? Maybe sometimes. Are they always using it? No. So for that guy, which I'll never name, but he's a big heart person. It's not what's his name, that other guy. He's pretty good. This guy's been around for quite a while. Back a long time ago in 2010 and 2011, he would go out towards places in California and look for vents. Now you might know who I'm talking about. So, some of these guys on YouTube, even if they're just regular guys, are also disinfo artists. And I don't believe what that guy says. I don't. I think that we're ending, not that we're going to go sink away and be gone tomorrow, but things are changing. All kinds of things are happening. Trains, planes, you name it, all kinds of things are going down. Mike from around the world knows a heck of a lot. For some reason, everything he says is true. And basically what's going to happen is there's going to be something that's going to happen with the sun. And when it happens, it's going to be big. That could be the water event. I forgot exactly what he said about it, but it is a big thing, and it could be bad. Let's say that. One of the other things he said was to look for stories about the San Andreas fault line. Now, you're also going to have to understand that they're not going to talk about a lot of stuff. I'm finding things in foreign news like Australia and Europe and all over the place. Here? Oh, no. Half that stuff we talk about is conspiracy. None of it's real. None of it's happening. Oh, no. So anyway, my friends, I'm about ready to cut it. I'm home. But anyway, go to Pastor Paul's channel, the one he did today that was live. If you want to skip through to get to Mike from around the world, you can do that. I'm sure they'll rebroadcast it somewhere else. And you'll get some interesting info. So anyway, my friends, as I always tell you, peace. I'll be seeing you. Hang in there. Bye-bye.